I just spent 5.5 months walking across America with my husband on the Pacific Crest Trail. Our adventure began in April at the California-Mexico border, at which there is already a very tall wall, by the way, and recently ended in October in Canada. We walked through the backcountry of all sorts of landscapes like the Mojave Desert, the Sierra Nevadas, the Cascades, the Crater Lake Rim, the Three Sisters Wilderness, and Glacier Peak Wilderness. We dipped in alpine lakes, forded rivers, walked into the sun and then away from it through hail, sleet, rain, dust storms, miles of wind turbines, extreme heat, snow, glacial peaks, and volcanic rock fields. A lot of it was like taking a meat tenderizer to your feet for hours, but complaining was frowned upon. So you have a lot of time to think when you're hiking 10 to 12 hours a day. Mostly it's stuff like, look at that crazy cactus! But occasionally you are able to think about what happened in your life before you realized you were an outdoorsy masochist. I recalled that before I left for the hike, my close friend said, "You know you're not going to be able to wear makeup, right?" It's not that she's a jerk. It's just that I'd never been able to leave the house without makeup on. There was mascara in middle school. High school and college added liquid liner. Young adulthood brought the transition to such a specific and time-consuming face masking process that I knew if I had less than an hour to get ready, I was just going to be late. Yeah. And the compliments, oh man, oh yes, I was so skilled. I really knew how to be a woman. I was so artistic. I should consider a career as a makeup artist. Was I a makeup artist? And the money. I spent so much money on designer makeup and justified the spending with the knowledge that I was going to be wearing it every day, so it needed to be the best. In fact, up until we left for the hike itself, I'd wear makeup to bed with my husband. I told myself, ooh, I really like this messy leftover morning makeup look. I put makeup on top of makeup because I preferred not to start the whole process over again. I'd wear it on my face for days, living in fear someone would stop by at some point, unannounced, and I would be, gasp, makeupless. I mean, what if I had to go to the emergency room? What if I was pregnant and didn't know it and had to get postnatal portraits done? What if a casting director I knew saw me in the grocery store? What if I ran into an ex-boyfriend or an old friend and didn't have my face on? I can probably count on 2 hands the amount of times I slipped and someone saw me without makeup on in the past 22 years. Somewhere along the way, I got it twisted that my blonde eyelashes were undesirable. Somewhere I mislearnt that my features didn't pop enough. I was too bland. I wasn't mysterious looking enough. Somehow I believed my made-up face was better to look at when it had black and beige and pink shimmery stuff all over it. And then somewhere along the way, it stopped being fun at all, and I became a slave to it because it made me more brave. It helped me to ask for things that, without makeup, I thought I didn't deserve. And then I walked across the country without a mirror for half a year. We'd stop into a town to resupply every 5 to 6 days. At the start of our trip, I'd apprehensively go into the bathrooms of various establishments and take a good, short, surface layer look at myself. What I saw was what I could best describe as a soft albino person. A couple of months later, somewhere towards the middle of our hike, I had the realization that I'd been making friends with people who never knew me with my made-up face, and they liked me anyway. My husband still even wanted to have sex with me, maybe even more so. My trail family and I laughed and cried and ate and hiked and camped together and never once thought about how we could fix our faces to look anything other than how they looked. We kept walking, and our focus was simply on getting to our next destination before the sun went down. And then, unexpectedly, towards the end of the hike, I remember standing in front of a mirror in Washington somewhere and staring at my reflection for what seemed like minutes and thinking how strong I looked, how dirty and chiseled and badass I looked, how much the stains and the smell proved what a warrior I had become. It turns out I'm not, in fact, a soft albino person. I'm an indestructible and determined Viking woman. Woo! The new beauty currency became strength, and it's all over my makeupless face and the faces of the women hiking alongside me. It's all over the faces of the women I love everywhere, and it's especially easy to see when there isn't makeup in the way. Thank you.